Hello, folks. Richard Fontenay here, and welcome to the Fontenay Magazine podcast, or welcome back. Thank you for joining us today, and I do appreciate your participation. And if you're so inclined, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Now, today's topic is all about managing yourself within the time that you have so that you can become the best person that you can be. Why? Because your personal growth and development matter. So let's get on with it. One of the most difficult challenges for the solopreneur, business person, those at work, and just about everyone else, is how to find the time that we need to achieve everything that we want to achieve. Yes, like the rest of us, they have all the time that they need to be successful, but they must use the time that they have wisely, and that is the rub. A consistent theme running throughout all of my coaching practice, with a cross-section of solopreneurs, business professionals, workers, was helping them to get back in control of the time that they had. We all have 24 hours a day, and the difference between those that make it and those that don't is how well they use the time that they have within their 24 hours. Today, I'm going to cover 9 topics, self-management techniques, that I have recommended to thousands of people. Notice I have said self-management techniques and not time management techniques, because I believe that we cannot manage time. We can only manage ourselves. And that is the mindset that we need to have if we want to manage anything within the time that we have. So let's get into the 9 techniques now. First, we need to be clear about our purpose and goals. I'm always surprised about how many people have an unclear sense of what their purpose in life is and what their goals are. A purpose clarifies one's why, or why they exist in the first place. It gives them clarity about who they are and what they need to do in life. Goals are the stepping stones towards fulfilling their purpose. Without the former, they drift through life, and without the latter, they don't have anchors to hitch their actions and get things done. Both are necessary if you want to succeed in this world. Secondly, we need to time scope our priorities. And what do I mean by that? Well, the first thing we need to consider when sorting out our priorities is determine how important the tasks are and to estimate how long we need to spend in getting those tasks done. Sometimes this is difficult, particularly when we're first starting out a task, because we may not know how long it's going to take us to carry it out. Now, don't let that deter you, though. Estimate the time anyway, and then determine when you will complete the task. In other words, build it into your calendar. Then you can look back and say, well, how long did it actually take? And then you would have a better sense of what to build in the next time. Now, if it's a high priority, set it for the first thing in the morning. That way, you will not have time to think about it during the day. Just make this a habit. Those that do accomplish more than they thought possible. Thirdly, who is on first and who is on second? Now, many of you won't remember Abbott and Costello, but they did have a skit where where they played with the phrase "who is on first and who's on second," using a baseball game analogy. Now, when we set priorities, we need to identify that level of importance. Of the priorities facing you, which one really is the number one priority and which ones have greater flexibility? You want to make sure that you're getting the number one priority completed before the day is done. If that priority is something that you can't complete in your day, then break it down into smaller chunks and work on it during the week. The key here is that you make a list of all the tasks that you need to do, that you need to complete in a day, and each of them has a priority. And those priorities are 1 through 3, and then fit them into your day. To use the analogy, which one is on first, which one is on second, and which one is on third. Number 4, email control. Now, depending on the nature of your business, or the nature of your work, or your social life, you should receive up to 100 or more emails in a day. And now that's a lot of emails. Now, many people let those emails clog their inbox. And in fact, I have worked with people who had a minimum of 25,000 emails in their inbox. Yes, you heard that right. 25,000 emails in their inbox. Now, there are ways to solve that problem. And one way is to set up a filing system. When an email comes in, you make a decision about when you will answer it, and if it needs to be answered, and when you'll actually do it. Another trick is to set time aside, once in the morning and let's say once in the afternoon, when you actually will attend to your emails. Once you're finished responding to the emails, then move them to the appropriate file for future reference. And don't forget to use the delete button, particularly for those that you don't need to keep. Number 5, your calendar control. Now, it's interesting that we have 365 boxes each day of the year, yet many people don't use them to their advantage. Using a calendar allows you to determine how your day will look like, especially if you color code the time slots. Frankly, I recommend that you do several things when it comes to your calendar. First, take the big picture look. Look at your month and sort out which goals you will work on during the month. Write them out and have them overhanging your calendar. Then focus your attention on the week and sort out how you intend your week to unfold. And then finally take a hard look at your day and figure out how your day will work out. Now, make sure you have appointments within your calendar. Color code the important ones and color code the important functions you want to achieve during that day or during the week. For example, color code the type of appointments, the major projects you want to accomplish, and don't forget to add time for your administrative responsibilities and color code them as well. In this way, you can look at your calendar and you have a color-coded picture to remind you when you need to achieve your tasks, your priorities, and your meetings, your email responses and project preparations, and even your social media tasks. Now, here's another hint. Think horizontally rather than vertically. Think this way rather than this way. Rather than just looking at your day one day at a time, fix your week to your default view. This will show you whether you have too much on your calendar and what needs to be adjusted. Finally, one more thing. Keep one day as a flex day. This will allow you to catch up on the things that you haven't been able to complete during the week. And in the interest of balance, set aside at least one day for rest and relaxation and some spiritual renewal. Number 6, social media control. Now, there are several advantages for all of us for using social media. There is a drawback, though, that we need to watch out for. Social media can suck up a lot of time. You can spend an inordinate amount of time scrolling social media posts, scrolling posts on Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, and all the other ones that are of social media significance for you. Use social media as a method to strengthen your relationships with your clients or people or those close to you. If necessary, separate your family and close friends from your social media activity and set up a separate page for client posts. The bottom line here is don't let social media manage you. You manage your social media output. One way to ensure that you are managing your social media is that you identify in your calendar the time you will spend on social media and then stick to it. So whatever time is necessary to complete your social media activity, but don't get in the scrolling habit. That just becomes a time waster. Number 7 is your decision tree. It doesn't matter what you are doing in the self-management sphere. The reality is that you're making decisions all the time. And the decision you make either puts you on course toward your goals or takes you off course. Clearly, in order to make the right decisions, you need to understand where you're going, which truly really means clarifying your vision, your purpose, and the actions that you want to take. Now, if you don't know where you're going, of course, any path will take you there. That's what the cat said to Alice in Wonderland. The problem is, the path that you take may not be the one that leads you to where you want to go. Now, as you go about your day, you'll be confronted with your work, which comes in the form of new tasks, new emails, new appointments, new projects, and so on. So as you confront each workday and each work task, make decisions as to the task's priority. Whether you will do it now, defer it to another time, delegate it to somebody else, or just delete it. And I like that delete button. And if there are several tasks associated with what it is that you need to do, then set up a project plan and sort out how you intend to action it. Now, at the end of the day, review the decisions you made during the day and ask yourself whether they are leading to your overall goals, whether they're leading to your purpose, whether they're important or not. And if they are not important, they are not within your purpose, they're not allowing you to achieve your goals, then the question is, why are you doing them? And why do you need to do them in the future? This type of review stops you from spinning your wheels and building up a steam of frustration. Number 8, plan the night before. Now, I've sprinkled this thought throughout this podcast, but I want to emphasize its importance here. The planning process doesn't take long, approximately 10 minutes. Just review what you've accomplished and what still needs to get done, and when are you going to do them? Now, if there are remaining tasks that you must complete and they continue to be a priority activity, schedule them for the first thing in the morning, and then identify other priorities you need to do the next day. Because we are constantly bombarded with new things every day, make sure you keep free spaces within your day to deal with those new items. The key here is not to plan your next day so tight that you have no room for new priorities that crop up during the day. And don't make your list so long that you can't possibly achieve it. Keep your priorities within reason. A good rule of thumb is 3 to 5 items per day. 3 to 5 important items per day. Too many cause stress, and too many will not get done. Again, think horizontally rather than vertically, and spread your items throughout the week. And number 9. Now, this is the final point for this podcast, but not necessarily the final point. Plan, but focus on the now. Our reality is that we only have the moment to complete anything we have started. So, even though we plan for the future, it is only in the present that we can work on our plan. Planning reduces our anxiety about what may come down the pipe, while working on our activities only happens in the present. So make the best of your time in the present using the techniques outlined in this podcast, and you will go a long way in achieving your purpose and goals. So I hope these 9 daily time self-management tips help you become the best that you can be in whatever you choose and wherever you are in life. Take one of them each day, implement it until it becomes a habit, then take another. Sometimes when we try to implement everything at once, we become overwhelmed. Take one tip at a time, and soon you'll have all the tips down pat. Let me know in the comments below what you agree with in this podcast and what you don't, and any other comments that you may have. I do appreciate your comments and engagement. And oh yeah, please subscribe to this channel. And again, thank you for doing that. Next Wednesday, I'll explore habit-changing strategies to help you work and live smarter. I'm looking forward to meeting with you again next Wednesday. Until then, take care, be safe, and continue becoming the best version of yourself. Bye for now.